If level 2 gets the green light, hairdressers, restaurants, domestic travel, gyms and home cleaners are all a go. It is a long and exciting list. The Reserve Bank estimates the 4.5-week lockdown cost $10 billion in lost productivity, and if we're in level 3 for a similar amount of time, it will cost us another $5 billion. So for many businesses, getting open quick smart is the difference between surviving COVID or not. But the new normal has new rules too. 100 is the maximum number for people for gatherings both inside and out. Al Brown's 3 Auckland businesses are Depot, Federal Deli and Best Ugly Bagels, and he is hanging out to open at level 2. But there is still some confusion about what single server means.
If it was a single server for every table and we had 20 tables, there's no way we could make a buck having 20 servers in there. So I presume I think there's a little bit of confusion over that, but I presume that's what that means.
So in terms of tables, because you have to keep people separated, how many seatings have you lost? How many places?
We basically lost half the restaurant. Yep.
And what does that mean in real?
We're going to have less staff. We're going to have a smaller menu. And people are going to have to be patient, Lisa. I think, till we gently get into this new system of how it works, because we're going to have disposable menus, and obviously can't have a bowl of sugar, or if you have salt and pepper on the table, you're going to have to swap those out and clean them down between the next table sitting down. So it'll be a bit of a faff, and we'll work it through. But as long as everyone's realises that we've got to do this correctly and properly, we'll get it done.
How are you feeling about the prospect of getting the doors open again?
Oh, just super excited, and the staff have. There's some. Personally for me, I think there's been some good things that have come out of this. The restaurants have actually everything's. Rested a bit. We've all had, we've had this forced rest, I guess, and which has been tough on a whole lot of people and tough on us, but we've managed to retain our staff, but they're all ready to get back in and do a great job and get the ovens cranked up again and have some. We love what we do. We're in the service industry, and I adore. I still work the floor. I'm in my mid-50s, still work the floor a couple of nights a week, and with the team, and they're all half my age. But I really love the. It's kind of like an orchestra, and every night you don't know what's going to happen, and it's a high octane environment, as I say, and people walk in, and you don't know what's going to happen, and it's super exciting, and that's I miss the buzz, and that's what it's about, is making people happy through food and fun and service.
If we don't go to level 2, how long can you hold out for, really?
Oh, not much longer. I believe we did the right thing of going into lockdown, and I wanted to protect our staff, and because the numbers were going, 20, 40, 60, 80, and I was frightened about what could happen and what was happening overseas. So the idea of locking down, I thought it was great. It was the right thing to do, and I believe it's the right thing to do. And I think if we look at the numbers, we've had a couple of days we had none, and what do we have, 1 or 2 today and 2 yesterday. I think we're in good shape. So I'm expecting that we'll be opening up this week.
That's Al Brown. Hairdressers will have their work cut out for them too when we get to level 2, with a tidal wave of unruly tresses and bad roots headed their way. Again, they'll have to socially distance customers and wear masks. The owner of Wellington hair salon Miss Fox, Karen Madams, says they're already making plans and will be temperature checking staff and customers.
We are so excited. We did have this feeling that it was going to be open. So we're thinking we might be starting business either Wednesday or Thursday next week, which is amazing.
So fingers crossed that she announces a date on Monday. What's it going to mean for the way you operate? What's going to be different?
Well, what's going to be different is we're going to have everybody wearing the PPE wear with the masks, and we're also going to be having the gloves. And just so everybody can, and of course all your sanitising and making sure everything's clean, but that should be a normal salon procedure anyway. It's really your seating in the salon. So So we can't have any, so it won't be like a cluster of people. So we won't be able to fit as many people in as possible. So everybody will be on different rosters. They'll be starting differently, finishing different times, and maybe working over maybe a 6-day, 7-day period.
So you're going to roster stylists all through the week maybe to catch up on clients. So maybe Monday to Sunday, just coming in at different hours and on different shifts so you don't have too many people in the salon.
Yeah, well, we do that anyway. So it's normal practice for us because we have late night till 8 o'clock every night. So it's normal. So sometimes I'll have a stylist that will come in at 2 o'clock, finish at 8 o'clock. So it's on roster times.
How are you going to go snipping people's hair with the old gloves on?
Well, I don't know yet. I don't think when we're cutting that we're going to be having to wear a glove, but I think we do have to be after washing. We do have to, after somebody comes in, then we wash their hair and then we can touch their hair as well, just to keep them safe and us safe as well.
And masks, how do you feel about them?
No, I think that's a really good thing. I think it's fantastic, and I think our clients are going to love it.
You're going to have some interesting hair turning up at the salon. It's going to be a...
We can't wait. We are so excited. I love the fact that my clients have done the hair at home. They've coloured it. I mean, we're going to have a whole new appreciative feeling on hairdressers, which people did anyway, but it's going to be great. We've been talking to our clients right throughout this period, this close down period as well. So we've talked to them probably about 3 times. So 3 times each and just ringing everybody. So it's been a really good, we've had really good feedback from that. And
Karen,
so we can see what they needed for their products. Yeah.
Just between us, there's going to be a few train wrecks out there, isn't there?
A lot. There is. It's going to be orange roots everywhere.
And that is salon owner Karen Madams. For the fitness fans among us, there's no more need for home workouts or pounding the pavement. Gyms will be back under level 2 too. The team at Auckland's Health and Sports Fitness Centre reckon it'll be easy enough to make sure people can keep safe and socially distanced at their gym. Lydia Batham spoke to their operations manager, Stu Sutherland, about how they will operate under the new rules.
We're still finalising some of the minor details, but largely, especially, we're sort of focusing a lot of the hot spots of the club, we call them. So when around our reception area where there's a lot of foot traffic and people gathering, so we're going to have markers out for social distancing. That's really important. We're also having markers around in our group fitness studio. So we've got a meter markings going to be put out for that, so our members can feel safe in group fitness and they're not going to be breaking the social distancing rule. We're also in our spin studio. We're going to separate the bikes so we have a metre distance at least within our spin studio. So there'll be half the bikes in there. We've got quite a large cardio suite as well. So that's going to be every second piece of equipment's going to be non-operational. So there's going to be social distancing within our cardio area. We're also creating more space in our gym area around benches, and so members can feel safe when they're doing their weight.
So really you're having to completely reduce the amount of equipment and space that is available to people. So how is that going to impact on your members, do you think? Are you going to have to control people at the door because of that?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, doing our numbers before, we went into lockdown, we don't have normally 100 people in the building at any one time anyway. So, and we'll be definitely doing spot checks as well. We're having members going around counting numbers and making sure that we don't exceed that, and we never have anyway. So, yeah, there will be some sort of reduced spaces in the club that we just have to do that. We won't, for the likes as well, we won't have our water fountains operational or handing out towels to people. I have to bring their own bottle of water.
Do you have to up the level of cleaning that you would normally do?
Yeah, absolutely. And we were doing this before lockdown anyway. We have members need to use, if they're using any other gear, they need to give it a wipe before they use it. And when they finish it, we have antibacterial wipe stations located throughout the gym. They're cleaned every time they're used and after. I've got staff walking around with cleaner as well, wiping gear down. We have hand sanitizer stations across the site. We have cleaners come in the morning and in the late afternoon as well, and then there's also a big evening clean. So, yeah, cleaning is definitely a strong component of what we're doing.
So you think, as a general rule for gyms, this is actually a fairly achievable thing, operating under level 2?
Yeah, definitely achievable. But you just have to manage it and manage it well. We'll have a plan. The key for us is making sure our members feel really safe, also our staff as well. That's really important, that our team that come in, to work actually feel really safe on site. I think a lot of people are keen to probably get out now and get active. So that's sort of, the hope that we have. And we're doing everything we can. We want to make sure we're following the Ministry of Health's recommendations and going above and beyond that. Our members, it's an adults club. We have kids in there as well, but people also need to be responsible for their social distancing as well. But we're setting up the place so people can safely social distance.
Avon Lee is the CEO of the Hurricanes under Level 2. Super Rugby is back, but it'll be played to empty stadiums because of crowd restrictions. And no crowd means no revenue.
There's been times when we thought, look, we're not going to play this year at all. It feels pretty good. Things have moved over the last couple of days, and then obviously the announcement today. So we're getting our ducks in a row, preparing our office, preparing our training environment, and then we'll think about what playing looks like once we're given the go-ahead.
Yeah, so how much time do the players need to get ready to get back on the field?
Well, they've all been working hard, so obviously they're at home, so they can't do as much as they would normally do, but our trainers have been giving them programs that they can still do cardio work and strength work, but the experts are telling us that the players will need 3 to 4 weeks of physical contact, so tackling and breakdown and so forth, to get their bodies ready for rugby, which is obviously a very competitive sport. So yeah, it's 3 to 4 weeks of training once we get back, and then we'll be able to play games.
Do you reckon the players will be tested from time to time for COVID?
Not sure. I mean, we do know that we're going to have to be extremely vigilant around any sickness. Players that are sick in any way, shape or form won't be coming into our environment, won't be playing games. All those details are still being confirmed, but we're getting a full briefing on Friday by New Zealand Rugby, and then with the government announcement on Monday, we're going to know a heck of a lot more by Monday in terms of the detail, and then hopefully we have a date of when we can return and go from there. But yeah, there is a fair amount of planning to go before then in terms of what does our training environment look like, what does our cleaning roster look like, what can the guys do in the gym straight away, what are the limitations around that. We appreciate it's really positive news, but we do also realise we need to keep some perspective around what needs to happen.
You are going to be playing to empty stadiums. I mean, what's that going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, the government have certainly given an indication that may change. We're hopeful that later in the competition we will have the ability for our loyal members and fans to come to games. But yeah, it will be very different. I don't think many of our guys would have played rugby in front of such a limited audience for a long time. So yeah, it's going to be really different for all of the teams. But
because I imagine they feed off that, don't they? The atmosphere. Yeah. People are watching them, so that presents a completely different game, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean they're obviously doing the job that they're paid to do and they love to do. So, but that is a dimension that will be very unique, and I'm not sure anyone's really thought about what that's going to look like. But I'm sure they'll still play with the same passion, but they won't be able to enjoy that moment the same without their family and their fans in the crowd, that's for sure. And
how are you going to make money? Because I imagine ticket sales are a big part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we've obviously planned for. If there's there's an inability for our fans to attend games, we also we do have a lot of corporate sponsors who will get a lot of coverage via television in New Zealand, but also globally. So that's an upside. That's a real positive of this competition.
Are you going to ask them to kick a bit more into the pot?
Oh, look, we're working with them all at the moment about what it looks like this year. Some of them had benefits reduced because lack of less games, fans not being able to attend. So yeah, I mean we'll certainly be very happy if we get a high percentage of what we're budgeted for this year. We're looking at can we extend our partners into the future, and we're working with all of them. They've been super supportive.
Do you reckon this will be a bit of a boost for New Zealanders, some of whom have been, staring at old games on TV?
Yeah, I think it will be. I think Grant Robertson said it a few weeks ago that sport is a healthy part of life, and it's been a very difficult time for people. So I think there will be a lot of people that will be looking forward to seeing some really competitive sport at the end of the week, and if that's our part in helping the country get back on its feet, then we'll play that part gratefully.
And that's Hurricane CEO Evan Lee.